Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So this is going to be an informative video about the PhD admission process in the IIT Bombay. So many of the students were emailing me in my personal email about what is the process of the PhD, what is the chances of placement, what are the possible departments we can apply. So I thought that it would be a nice video to inform all of you at once. So the first thing is, so I got admission here on July 2022. So I think the admission process for July 2023 is going on right now. So what is the first thing is the eligibility criteria. So the first eligibility criteria. So you can appear for the so first of all in IITB there is a test. After that there is an interview. Some departments have some other sort of things, but generally the rule is there you have to give a test and you have to then give an interview. So the first thing is that eligibility is, I think, any gate rank, any gate score. As far as I know, any gate rank or score, I think I have heard about till 2000 gate rank you can apply. Okay, and I don't know about the others, but I think that the gate, there is no upper limit for the gate rank. For NET and SET, NET or CSA, NET or DST Inspire, there is no such limit of rank, so you can directly apply for the test. Okay, so what would be the process? So the first thing you have to do, when you are applying, so there will be a criteria of choosing your TA/TAP/FA or the SF. So the TA is teaching assistant, TAP is teaching assistant on a project, FA is fellowship awardee, and SF is self-finance. So this is for Inspire who have cleared level 1. Okay, so Inspire students who have cleared level 1, they have to apply for a SF category. So this is will be they will be allotted in a self-finance category, and for self-finance category the fees and the remuneration, they will be different. Okay, but after if you clear level 2, then they will be transferred to the FA category, fellowship awardee. So this fellowship awardee position is for Inspire, DST for biotechnology students, and DST DBT, and for another is the JRF or the CSIR NET. Okay, so generally they are actually put into FA category, and for this TA and TAP category, they are actually GATE students. They are actually GATE students and they get their fellowship from MHRD. So this is the difference. They have individual fellowship. The right ones, they have individual fellowship, but this fellowship is dependent on the institute. So there are some pros and cons of this two other type of fellowship. Like for the TA TAP, you get your money by 10th of each month, generally. But in the latter case, it depends on the funding agency. Like some get their money in 2 to 3 months, some get their money, like Inspire, they get their whole money in 1 year. Okay, so this is it. So SF category generally for all the other students who have, like, not students but like who are working professional, like they are working at BARC or working at some other institute like HBNI, or is like they are working in some other institute and they want to do a distance PhD. So this is SF. This SF category is for them. There they get their salary from their parent institution, and they do their PhD in IIT Bombay. So this was the structure of that. Okay, so the next thing that I want to tell, that the possible departments that you must consider before applying. So as I said you, the gate rank eligibility is I mean, there is no such gate rank eligibility as far as I know for physics department, but there might be some other possibilities for other departments. Okay, so I think till here I was clear about what I was saying. The next thing will be that the possible departments. Suppose when you are applying at a IIT, you obviously, I think, or I mean, I consider yourself that you will be interested in experimental physics or experimental sciences mostly. Okay, not not that the theoretical sciences are not so good here, but if you are here coming for the experimental sciences, that then it will be much more better than the theoretical sciences. Okay, because of the facilities and everything. So the thing is, so let's suppose you are condensed matter physicist, condensed matter, okay, and experimentalist. I am talking about physics only because I come from a physics background, but these things applies for everyone. So you can apply your physics, you can apply at material science and metallurgical engineering, you can apply at EE, electrical engineering, you can apply at CRNTS, Center for Nanotechnology. And also if some chemical groups, chemistry groups, if they work in your relevant field like electrochemistry or batteries, then you can apply there. You can apply at energy sciences. So what I did, I only applied at physics and CRNTS, and I got into CRNTS. But what I did a mistake, I didn't apply at material science, that is MEMS. Okay, material science, EE, or other energy sciences. You can apply also there, because there are many groups in these departments. They work actually in condensed matter physics. The guide is from condensed matter physics, but they work in these departments. So okay, so you might consider that fact. First of all, before applying, you are given 3 choices, right? 1, 2, 3. So before choosing your choice, okay, please go through the department's faculty list and see if there are any faculty that you want to work with based on your research interest. Okay, then choose your department. Okay, so now some department wise nuisance is there. So each and every department has some rules of their own. Okay, so what is the interview rule? So for physics, you have to give a test, then you will be given two choices of streams, then you will be given you will be asked to give a interview. Okay, then there will be selection, and then you come here, talk to guide, talk to your choiceable professors, and your group is selected. After 1 year, or I mean 1 year is trivial, but after 1 year or completing coursework, you get the confirmation that you are a student of the guide. You are a student of the guide, student under the guide, under the guide. So as you can see, the process is really long. Till 1 year you can change your guide. I have seen people who change their guide after 6 months. So you can change your guide. Till 1 year your guide is not decided, I mean by the academics. You actually have decided your guide, but till 1 year the guide is not decided by the academics. So you can change, you can go and ask other professors if they want to take you in. Okay, but it's recommendable that you choose your guide within 1 to 2 months after you come here. There is a problem here as well. You might get rejected from some guides, like they have like 2-3 students approach to one guide, okay, and he asked them to give a test or an interview. Okay, sorry for that. So he asked them to give a test or an interview. Okay, so these things might happen, but ultimately you will get some guide or not, but it might not be the first choice of yours. Okay, so be prepared for that. So for physics, this is the scheme. Okay, now where I applied the second, I applied for CRNTS, Center for Research in Nanotechnology and Science. So for CRNTS, first of all, CRNTS is not a department. This is not a department. There is few things that I want to mention about CRNTS. This is not a department. So there is no as such faculty member for this department, for this center. This is a center, you can see Center for Research in Nanotech and Science. So what CRNTS does is, so see, as you know that nanotech is a interdisciplinary field working between 2-3 fields. Okay, so basically teachers from EE, from PHY physics, from chemistry, from chemical engineering, from material science and metallurgical engineering, from mechanical engineering, from the other all the other branches, they combine here and they take students from here. Okay, so how they are different from a physics student to a CRNT student? First of all, CRNT, for CRNTS there would be some projects. Okay, projects. So there will be a list of projects. So for this list of projects you will be given two choices. I'm sorry, not two choices, there will be two teachers or two guides from two different departments. Okay, suppose one project is P1 has guide from physics and suppose chemical. So one will be from basic sciences and another would be from engineering. So as this is a interdisciplinary department, so you will be working under both of them. So one will be your guide and one will be your co-guide. Okay, so for CRNTS department it is a different scenario. And the other thing is, for as CRNT is not a department, so it do not actually conducts its own test. So so how do they take students? They basically use the score of the parent department that you applied. So for example, if you have done masters in physics, you can apply to physics and other electrical, chemical or other departments, okay, that are applicable for your profile. Okay, so when you apply there, you cannot directly apply only to CRNTS. You have to apply to some parent department, some department, okay, some parent department, and then you have to give test in that department. Okay, so you will be given that test, the written test there. Every department has the same procedure. You will go there, you will give a written test there. In last 2-3 years it is happening online, so you will be giving the online test for all the other departments, not only physics, EE, chemical, mechanical, all the departments do the same thing. You have to give a test there, and when you clear the test results are sent to CRNTS. Okay, so CRNTS people actually check those test results, and if you have given nanotechnology as your interest in your SOP, okay, then CRNTS people will directly email you, okay, that you have been selected for an interview in CRNTS. Do you want to attend it or not? If you are willing to attend it, then attend it, or not, don't attend it. This is case one. The second case is, suppose there are 3 choices in the application. So first one you filled physics, second one you filled CRNTS, and third one you filled MSME. So for example, you gave test for physics, you failed. You gave test for MSME and you passed. ठीक है? So when you pass the test of MSME, you applied for CRNTS. So this test of MSME is directly taken as a incoming test for the first screening test for CRNTS. This is the screening test part for CRNTS. There would be no test those who are applying for CRNTS. The test from the parent department or any other department would be taken as a screening test for the CRNTS student. So the story is not ending here right way. So what they will do, they will actually ask you to fill a form. Okay, and in that form there will be a list of projects. So you will be given 2 or 3 days before the interview. Okay, so there will be a list of projects and you can choose 3 projects. At my time I only got to choose 2 projects. So you can choose the projects only where there is one guide from your masters. Okay, suppose you have masters in chemistry, so you can choose the project. Every project will have 2 guides, so you can choose only those projects out of many projects where there is one teacher, one guide, one professor is from chemistry department. He may be your guide, he might be your co-guide. Like my co-guide is from physics, so I had masters in physics, so one person from my collaborating project will have to be from physics. Okay, this is the general rule. Okay, those no, and also these rules are changing each and every year. So it might happen that for your time this rule have slightly been changed, but majorly this is the rule. So you will be given a list of projects for CRNTS. Then you will fill the form. Then interview one. Then you will be asked for interview one. So this will be your first interview, where your guide, co-guide will be asking you questions. Then if you got selected in first interview, then you will be asked for second interview. Okay, another thing is the guide can ask you for more rounds of interview on a personal level, but this is what official rule is, that there will be 2 interviews, one by one. And if you clear your second interview, the second interview will be more focused towards research methodology, your willingness to join the institute and your interest in research, more on that and less on academic side. Okay, so and there will be a little bit of like conscious thinking, little bit of rational thinking, that those questions will be asked in second interview. So the second interview is kind of an interview if you are going to a job, right? And the first interview is a interview directly questioning from the physics and directly questioning from this academic backgrounds. Okay, so after this 2 interview, you will get a mail that you are selected on the specific date that they have mentioned in the website. So if you get selected, now already you have chosen your project. Okay, so already project decided. So now you will come to IITB and confirm from your department office that yes, this is your project decided. So if you selected in CRNTS, the first one will be there will be 3 preferences, right? So the first project will automatically get selected. If the first project is already selected by someone else who has performed better than you, then the second project will get selected, and so on. So already the project decided, so you confirm it from the office and then go to your guide and talk to them. Okay, so what is the main difference here? The difference is that you cannot change your project after you joined IITB. Okay, so if you are joining CRNTS, you cannot change your project. But for the other departments, you can change, you can modify, you can find out some other things to do within 1 year of the joining. Okay, but in your CRNTS, you cannot change your project. But generally, this is not a like hard and fast rule that you have to do exactly same thing that you have committed in the beginning. You can change a little bit, but you have to be somewhere like near to that field. You cannot like change everything and do entirely new thing. Okay, so you have to do some related things to that. Okay, so now the tips for interview. So I thought I would give some tips. Some people were asking about the interview, the tips to choose a department. There are only 3 choices. So the interview tips will be prepare as a for the test level. Let me first give you for the test. So prepare at gate level. So the questions will be of gate level. Like for physics, there are certain things like SHO, hydrogen atom, quantum mechanics, and atomic physics. Okay, the basic classical physics, and what else? Statistical mechanics, StatMech. The basic things that are very important for GATE, they are also important for this departmental test. And this is not very hard to qualify. Like you have to score 50% or 30, I think 40 or 50% to like get into the interview. The main thing is here in the interview. So for physics department, what I have understood, for the physics department, what I have understood is they will ask you for 40 to 45 minutes, but within 10 to 15 minutes they will decide that they will take you or not. So if you give one wrong answer in the beginning and the second wrong answer in 10-15 minutes, so they will decide your weight, and they will ask you questions, but the rest of the part will be very easy. So don't go in the wrong direction. So they will very much helpful. So they will be helping you all along. But the thing is that I gave interview for 1 hour and 15 minutes, but still didn't get selected. Okay, so I have heard from people, they have given interview 15, 20, 30 minutes, but they got selected, because what they did, they gave every answer correct. But what my mistake was, I gave answers wrong in the beginning. Okay, But after 10 minutes I got some confidence, and then I started giving the right answers, and then they also helped me. So after certain point of time, I actually got every answer right, but it was too late. So but the interview was very great. I was totally satisfied that I have given every answer right, but still didn't got selected. Okay. But what I would suggest is, try to give right answers in the beginning so that they don't lose interest on you. I think that would be the correct answer, because I don't know why they didn't select me. Anyway, the next thing is that for CRNTS, you prepare the topics of project. So topics of project you prepare very carefully. So they will be asking you questions only, like if you have a topic related to quantum mechanics, they will be asking question from the quantum mechanics itself, not like they will ask question from mathematical. But yeah, they can ask you to plot y is equal to e to the power minus I x. Okay, so you understand the fact that these are some basic questions that anyone can ask you anytime. So prepare this type of questions as well, and be rational while giving the interview. Don't be too hasty, and don't like give wrong answers. So they will not pretend like you have given wrong answer. They will just help you, and they will leave you with a impression that the interview is really great. Now you can crack here, but you will not crack that interview. Okay, so they I mean, what I understood is they feel some negative points in you. They feel some negative down or some negative outcomes from your questions, then they don't select you. Otherwise, I had actually given very good interview, and I was so satisfied that I will crack that interview in physics, but it didn't happen anyway. So apart from this, I have a few tips for you. So if you are joining IIT, so what is the main reason for joining IIT? Placements. Okay. Plus, what is the second main reason? There is infrastructure, right? Okay. So I think many of you don't know yet that many IITs, at least I didn't know it, many IITs actually provide PhD placements, right? Especially IIT Bombay. I mean, IIT Madras is also providing, but IIT Bombay is like a step ahead from IIT Madras, and IISc also provides. But from IISc, students generally don't go to placements; they generally go to research and do postdoc. PhDs, it is thought in India that PhDs will do a scholarly job; they will be a professor and everything, but it's not the case. Most of the time, PhDs go to placement and they go to some foreign companies and everything after the PhD. Okay, and this is a real scenario. Actually, in 2000, from 2019, they have actually started the placements, and it is not that the placements are as good as BTech students, as good as MTech students, but yes, there is some scope of placements. So you might consider that. And if you are, I mean, if your goal is to get a job after PhD, so placements would be a very good option for you. And the problem here is physics department don't get into those placements very eagerly. Okay, so if you're from physics, the interviewer might not take you. Okay, so it's better to go to EE or MSME if you have or energy science. Okay, energy science, if you want to go to some company or corporate jobs. Okay, now the infrastructure is also better than some engineering departments. Okay, engineering department infrastructure is far better from physics. Okay, the marking scheme in the engineering department is good. You will get more facilities in engineering department, so there is a plus point joining some engineering department like E or MSME or CRNTS, like in departments like that, other than physics. But yeah, if you are interested in physics only and you have decided that I will not go to placements and everything, I will do only physics in my future, I'll be doing postdoc, so yeah, physics will be best for you. But it depends. So what I would suggest that also apply to these departments as well. You might not get into physics, but you might get in these departments, and there many professors are there who are actually working on the topics of physics. Okay, So there, as you know, that there is no such thing as physics, math, and engineering. They are not so much different in certain scenarios, right? So there will get some similarity works in those departments. So these were my tips. So if anyone wants to have a clear video or a full video on interview and tips to choose a department, so I can tell you that I will make a video about that. So apart from that, I have a playlist for quantum mechanics in Bengali. So those who are Bengali, they can see that playlist as well. And if so, I will upload a video next week on that topic. I was busy from last 2 months. So if anyone have any doubts on this, please feel free to ask me. But don't email me right away. Okay, many of you, I don't know where they got my email. They are actually emailing me, like I got 10 to 15 emails that how do you get into that and those. Anyway, thank you very much. Thanks for watching. And please subscribe to my channel. I will upload this kind of videos soon. I will be uploading a video about PhD admission and some other institutes apart from IIT Bombay, for IISc, for IIT Madras, and etc. So if you are willing to be part of that, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.